Hey Richie.
Hey, Trudy, good?
Yes, I'm good. Welcome to Honestly Speaking.
Thank you for having me, man. Yeah, man.
You know, I've got to say, yeah, you know when I saw you on Instagram waking up the poor kids, yeah, I didn't know it was you. I had to call my hairdresser,
Yeah.
big up Shola, and say,
Auntie Shosho, is this madman? Is
this Richie? She's like, yeah. I said, oh man. I said, I like it. I was like, but does he really wake them up at that time? She's like, yeah. I said, nah, you can't be waking up Nyla and Carter at that hour like that, for real.
Well, to be fair, I'm not sure if it's always the exact hour that's described in the songs. Well, it's around that them sort of time there. You get me? The time that she needs to be up. So more times, certain times you hear in the video, you'll all hear her alarm clock going off.
That's mental.
And you know that it's time for her to get up anyway. You know what I mean?
Time to get up.
Time to get up, man. See
yeah. Anyway, Richie, for those of my audience that don't know who you are, tell us a little bit about yourself, where you grew up.
Okay. Well, my name is Richie, known to most as Richie F.
Yeah.
I'm a part of the sound, the new Winner Roadshow, which came around from my dad. My dad was a part of the sound, Winner Roadshow, that was his sound.
Okay.
And then I started playing alongside him. Probably when I was about 15 years old was when that first came about. I was going to clubs before I was even legal to be in the dance, but I was carrying his record boxes. So I was in the dance, I was playing tune, and then started taking it seriously from, I think it was about 2000, probably 2000. And then we formed the new Winner Roadshow. Okay. Which I think.
So did you retire your dad?
Not really, because he was still playing out. And that.
Okay, I just wondered.
But you know, like when you're, like, I remember the first time I actually played out properly was in a club called in New Cross. I think it was called Sebastian's. No, not Sebastian's. Could be Scenarios.
Was it right on the one-way?
On the one-way system.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
By the KFC, right there. And there was a man. I was playing like the Diwali rhythm, cause you know, like
that was the rhythm.
With the older lot, you know, like they got their style of playing, but it wasn't. Their mixing wasn't necessarily. You know what I mean?
It wasn't mixing.
So my dad would say to me, "Yo, come juggle that rhythm here," and I've juggled out the rhythm and it's going off till a man's come and put down a weapon on the turntable, which was a turntable in those days, as if to say, "Yo, nobody else now play for the rest of the night, are you?" And my ass is gone. I'm like, "Yo, what's going on here? Is this normal?" and that was my first sort of interaction with playing in proper street sound type of dances. And yeah, that was fun. And since then, that's when I started playing out properly, and we sort of launched the new Winner Roadshow, which was me DJing initially. In fact, even before the new Winner Roadshow was about, it was me DJing as DJ Sweeney, being my surname. Yeah. And I was out playing a lot by myself anyway, like in dances, house parties, in my sort of bits in Northwest London.
Oh, so you're from Out West?
Out West.
Where in Northwest are you from?
I'm originally from Kensal Rise. I've lived in Kensal Rise for pretty much the best part of 20 years. That's
like the back of Kilburn,
Queen's Park. Yeah, they're all neighbours.
Bit around there, yeah. I know it well.
Yeah. What are you doing wrong there?
I'm family around there.
All right, cool. So yeah, I was playing parties, house parties, christenings, weddings, all of that stuff from I was kind of young, like 15-ish, with my dad's records until everything switched to CDs, and then, you know what I mean, I made him his CD pouch, I made my own, and then started duplicating so he could go and do his thing, and I was cool doing my thing by myself. And then eventually, Hooligan, who's now Mr. Hooli, he would have been MC Caliber back in the days.
Caliber.
Yeah, and he was in Northwest Untouchables, which was like a big grime sort of clique in Northwest.
Yeah, there was an Untouchables in South London as well.
Yeah, well, you know what it is. So we had Northwest Untouchables, and there was a collective of MCs and DJs that was doing their thing. Yeah. And I think he must have just been in one, like, as we grow like family, innit? Our families are very close, so we've always called ourselves cousins or whatever. But it's he would just happen to be in one of the dances I was playing, and he looked and he was like, yeah, this can work, you know. And he just came and started hosting for me in that dance. Yeah. And then he said, yeah, when you next playing out, I'm gonna roll or whatever. And then he just started rolling, and we just started doing this, you know what I mean, doing this the DJ duo type thing together for a good 5, 6, 7 years maybe before taking on the name New Winner Roadshow. That happened off of the back of us DJing in on an RJS holiday.
RJS.
So RJS is like a collective that take 300, 400 people away to different destinations and have a 7-day raving
That's a
binge.
vibe.
It was mad. But yeah, we was playing over there on one of them, and after that, Cypher, who was like my best friend from high school, he got his CD wallet and all that and started DJing as well, and then sort of joined with us. Yeah, so we just all came together as a collective. Wife of the company.
Don't worry, wrong set. It's all right. The brown sofa's the brown sofa. The brown sofa.
But yeah, we formed a collective, and literally when we landed back, that was it. It was just on as New Winner Roadshow. We did our first sort of dances in like Silks and Spice, Mustard Bar, APT, Agenda, all of the sort of city venues.
Yeah.
And at that stage, we was putting on our own dances and even losing money in the dance, but it didn't matter. We were just doing it to bust a name and get out there and just show them what we could do.
We're going to get back to all of that because I want to walk you back a bit. So how was it growing up in Northwest?
Northwest was cool, man. Like, to be fair.
In the 80s, right?
Well, I'm born 86, so in the 80s I weren't doing much.
You weren't doing much, so 90s was your time.
90s, yeah, them
late
time there.
90s was
but
your
even
time.
then, yeah, it was real late 90s, because I was, to be perfectly honest, I was under my dad's arm for forever,
Good.
you know what I mean?
And nothing's wrong with that.
100%, like when I left school, before I even left school, I was working for my dad in his shop.
Okay.
And then you see, like, you go on to after school, you do sixth form or whatever, and I was studying business GMVQ.
Okay.
So 1 day a week.
GMVQ, you know.
Yeah. So I have a couple of accolades in that book, you know.
Just backward.
So yeah, I was studying business GMVQ, and you're supposed to take 1 day to go and work to get work experience or whatever. So I just went to work, innit? So I was earning money from school days. I was going to work.
Just sticking and piling.
And so from then I was going to work for my dad on a Wednesday in the shop for the whole school day, and then also on a Saturday in the shop. So there's 2 days a week I'm working for him. So I'm going to work and from work with him. I'm coming home to him, and then when I'm going out to play out in the night, I'm going out with him. So it's like I'm under his clout all the time. So
that's what you're doing with.
Pretty much, yeah.
The kids there.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you can try and mould them as much as you can.
Yeah.
And keep them on the straight and narrow.
Yeah.
And that was me for a good long period of time, if I'm honest. I was, you know what I mean, with my dad all the time. So at work, in dances, I was going with my dad before I was going by myself.